session and leave this. It is 4:58, and who can second that?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And it passed, and it's public session at 4:58 PM. Motion made to seal these minutes?
So moved.
Do we need to seal these minutes?
Are there names in there?
Just Chris, George, and Bird, who we all know are,
Really? Yeah.
I don't see any.
see a need to
I don't know.
seal the minutes.
No.
And we need to make that motion in public meeting anyway, so I don't think we need to. We're not putting the letter in there anymore, so. What happened to my crowd?
What do we look like? Chop meat?
They're out shooting fireworks
You
off.
guys are like,
That's my plan.
We have food at the firehouse and we're eating here.
oh my
How
gosh.
dedicated we are to this community.
Oh, man.
All right,
There's food waiting for us.
so
let's
now
be quick.
that we're back in a
Brought the
public
food.
meeting, we are not going to seal the minutes. So I will go over those, Julie, with you, and we are making a motion not to seal the minutes. I'll make that motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bob Campbell, Bob Thompson, Mark DeFrucio, these minutes reported. Okay, that's my least favorite thing. Okay. Back into public meeting. We have appointees, but, did you guys wanna cover something so you can go eat? Or you here for a specific
We have
agenda
different
item?
things, fire department related.
Okay, so let's do fire department updates.
Cool. I just saw something on there, but I don't know if we've got any.
Fire station updates is just kind of a running agenda item, you know, and we are gonna have our, all of our subcontracts are being looked at, and then it looks like we're gonna come in right at around 5-1, maybe a little bit more than before, but not by much. Have to touch any of that contingency fund for the subcontractors, so that's good. And so we'll be meeting on a regular basis with the same design and engineering committee. They've all been invited to stay involved, and that is the intention, and we'll probably have standing meetings throughout the construction phase of the project.
Great. We, on the office end, are working on the financing side of it with the bond and or bank borrowing, so that and insurance. So the necessary paperwork, and we will keep you posted on that.
Builder's
as
risk.
Builder's risk and the audit versus the waiver of audit for our financial statements. So we're having to work on that with the banks and the bond bank, see which way we go on that. All right.
And just so you know, I'll be meeting with Tim Scott, like first week in May when our schedules both allow to talk about fundraising strategies through the association, so.
Awesome.
What we can do.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The other thing is just the address.
Yeah.
We have to confirm the
So-
address,
The address.
Yeah, what?
the name of the road.
So we have to do that, and there's something in my folder here. Let me locate it. We were told by E911 that we have to have a separate address for the road going up to the highway garage.
Yeah.
So I think, without a doubt, it should be called Highway.
Municipal way.
Highway.
What about Overnight Avenue?
I think.
Salty Way?
Go away.
We said Salted Way, but we said, really, we just said Highway Drive, Highway Garage Drive, Highway Department Drive. What do you guys have any preferences, thoughts, or?
I think it's a combination road, and that's why we need a sign up there. I like Municipal Way.
Municipal way.
It's good. It's got a good.
Says everything.
Is it just for the
Municipal
highway?
Way
But
actually
I
covers
don't.
all three buildings.
Yeah.
But is that where,
Jackson Highway Department with an arrow. Jackson Highway
it
Department.
has to have roads, it has to have like road, lane, highway.
Jackson Highway Road, I suppose. But
It's-
anything is.
Yeah, Municipal Way covers the fire station that's got egress out onto that road, and
It's gotta be
it covers the old fire station, it
Yeah.
covers the highway department.
Whatever it might be.
Well, the new fire station will be 56 Main Street.
Okay,
The old fire station will remain 58 Main Street.
Okay,
And the number for the highway garage will be 23.
Oh.
So it depends on, E911 wants 3 recommendations of road names for that drive. Up to, so it's gonna be 23, let's say, highway department lane or drive.
yeah,
23 municipal drive. 23.
Yeah,
They just
municipal
need,
way.
they need 3
Alright.
recommendations from the select board,
All right,
and then they'll.
so let's do, one of them will be municipal way, one of them will be highway drive, and the third one, highway department drive.
Salt and sand way.
Yeah. Any problem with those? Do you want something with salt and sand?
Salt and sand?
I said that as a joke.
Salty drive.
Makes me think of the beach, and I just doesn't make me think of the beach when you go up the road, so. Any other thoughts, ideas?
Icebrook Way, Grays Way,
Huh?
Icebrook,
Iceberg.
Grays Way, Ramsey Way.
No,
It doesn't
bad
define,
juju.
it's good to
Oh,
define
yeah.
what we're
All right.
going to, you know.
How about we go with
I like
those
that.
then? I'm going to make a motion for number 1 to be municipal way, number 2, highway drive, number 3, highway department drive.
I'll second that motion.
What are we
All
doing?
in-
Where,
oh.
where are we? I didn't catch this.
We're making a motion, these are our first
Those
3.
were our 3, okay.
Yeah, municipal way, number 1,
Yeah.
highway drive, number 2, highway department drive, number 3.
All right, okay. Did somebody second?
The
that?
only thing,
I
and I
did.
seconded,
And I'll-
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the only thing that's gonna have an address on that is the highway department.
Yes. But if we expand, there's room to expand if you want to build something else for the town.
Municipal way, number 1. Okay, that should be fine. I can't imagine why that wouldn't pass, right? There's
Just
no
on a quick
municipal.
note, I'm still waiting on a couple basic pages for the fireworks permit. So I wouldn't, you don't have
Doesn't get
to
signed by us.
officially sign anything
It
yet.
doesn't get anything, it
until
doesn't
I
get
the
signed by us. It
shell
gets signed,
sizes
but
from him and
it gets signed by Chief Pearlie.
either or,
Yeah, but we're gonna wait until you have everything.
because I don't
Perfect.
have everything yet.
Thank you for letting us know.
We still have authority over this, over those fireworks, so if we're talking about if there's a drought of something. that's-
Forestry danger is the only
Yeah.
thing that will clue me in,
Okay.
and we
There's
won't
a-
know that till
24 hours,
72 hours,
or 72, okay,
according to 160, RSA 160.
okay. All right, that is our address deal. Peter, did you have something else?
Just as a public comment,
Yes,
if you want to skip to me.
I do.
Speaking as, he doesn't know what I'm gonna say, I love it. I was hoping he would leave. Commenting as a citizen, I've kind of come full circle on this. I was like the major against fireworks ban, but I think the time has come to reconsider the ordinance. I don't think this is an issue that's gonna go away. It's gonna pit businesses against people here that live here, homeowners. And I have no dog in the Black Mountain Dean Davis hunt. I've not taken any sides, but I think, increased awareness about pets and animals, people with sensory challenges. I think that maybe the best thing for the town is to think about a blanket ban. It's simple, it's fair, and it's equitable to all. Because as I said, I don't think it's gonna go away, and it also will save, it's a challenge for the fire department.
Yeah.
It's staffing, and it's like we have to be there all day, police has to be there, it eases up a little bit on those budgets too. So I think that's probably the most workable solution in my opinion, so.
With no exception?
No
including-
exception, blanket ban, and then that way it's clear to everyone. I think a lot of communities are going that way because I think people are just coming to heads on it. I don't know, just a thought.
I appreciate your thought, and I also think that, since that would have to be passed at town meeting, that is something that should be brought forward either through a petition article or just talking more as it gets closer to next meeting. Yep.
I have a question. If the town did pass something like that, what about the town fireworks, like the
Well,
So I
that's,
just-
I think, you know, you have to,
You wouldn't be able to do that.
you have to
Correct.
walk, you would be able to, but I think the town would probably want to walk the walk and talk the talk.
Yeah,
Which was kind of an interesting thing today to hear somebody
Mm-hmm.
who put in a straight up permit, you can't really deny, especially when you're
Mhm.
doing it yourselves through a proxy and you're funding it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a challenge in that, I think it gets you off that hook as well. I don't know,
thank
I
you.
just thought of it today as I was listening
Mhm.
to this because there's some tension.
Yeah,
I
glad
guess
to-
there is.
Right.
I also talked to Mike for a little bit before the meeting about drones because I can see drones becoming more and more popular regardless of what they're used for. So he's going to talk to Chief and probably come up with a drone policy for the next town meeting as well, because we're gonna get ahead of that so we don't have personal space issues and things like that. So, you know, come up with some other ideas if there are for entertainment purposes, but
I think, I just copying on, jumping on, you know, what the chief mentioned, I think doing the butters notices is good intention, but you miss one and you're dead.
yeah.
And, you know, if we ever did it over near the Wentworth, how do you notify all those abutters? It's just a challenge, and I think I don't think that's really truly workable, so.
Thank you,
May I
Peter.
have my sandwich? Thanks.
See,
All right. Bye, Bert, thank you.
Thanks, Burr.
Yep.
All right, so we have some appointees here. So for the Jackson Public Library, we are making a motion to appoint some representatives for the trustees. So the first is for Stan Cobras as an alternate representative to the Jackson Public Library trustees. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint him.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's one. The next is for, appointing Nicole Off as an alternate representative to the Jackson Public Library trustees in place of Joy Driscoll's position. I will make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the last one here is to approve Jen Hayes as an alternate representative to the Jackson Public Library trustees.
So moved.
All second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. There's that one. 333. Okay. And then we had one additional alternate member for the Jackson Housing Commission, and Nick Aceto threw in his hat, so I will make, so I will make a motion to appoint Nick Aceto as an alternate member of the Jackson Housing Commission.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're happy we have a full crew there now.
Hmm.
Nice. All right, that is that. Library housing. The next thing is our new assessing service agreement with Northtown Associates LLC. So this is the, just the same contract that we've had in the past. Any material changes?
No changes. And
So-
it was approved by DRA. They're fine with it too, so they review this contract before it's sent to us, so they didn't have any issues with it either.
Good.
Motion to approve the contract for Northtown Associates for their Jackson 2025 assessing services and cyclical inspections.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next is an extension on an intent to cut. So, this is a 90-day extension from their original, sign here.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's actually both lots, so they have an intent to cut for 2 lots. Just one is listed here, it should be the other one, which I believe is 41.
41,
And
it says number 24-231-02.
So two.
Intend to cut, are we making a motion?
No,
Okay.
no, you don't have to make a motion.
This is just because
Yeah.
it's an extension,
Yeah.
it's just a notification.
Yeah, just a
Okay, so it's Fadden Chipping and Logging is requesting an intent extension for Operation 24-231-02-T.
Oh, that's the number of the intent to cut. The map and lot number, there's 2 lot numbers for the
Okay.
cut. And on here, I only put 1, but it's lot
It's-
40 and 41.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's
4
just an error,
lots.
yeah.
lots 40 and 41. Okay. There is a fund balance policy that we need to put in place. We do not have one at this time. Julie sent out 2 options. One is more concise than the other one's a little more detailed. Did either of you have a chance to look at those?
Not really, but what's your
So-
assessment of it?
I looked at them and talked to Julie on them. They're both pretty much the same policy. They explain and have some definitions. They also state the RSAs that are mandate the and rule the what am I saying here? The fund balances. So RSA 32 and also the New Hampshire Government Finance Officers Association, which sort of gives you the guidelines on how to maintain your fund, which is 5 to 15% of regular general fund operating revenues, or 8 to 17% of regular general fund operating expenditures. And we've always been right pretty much in the middle of that. And when we used the large amount to reduce our tax rate, we were still within those amounts, which was a very fortunate thing. So number 1 is more concise. Number 2 is a little more detailed, but I feel like number 1 encompasses what it needs to. So my recommendation would be option 1. Do you have any thoughts, or do you want to?
Well, when I looked at what came through the email, I guess I misunderstood that there were 2. So I was just looking at the one that I was looking at, and it looked fine, so.
Did you look at the shorter one? Just kidding.
I know.
I'm kidding.
Really.
I
Let
think
me-
you can wait till the 22nd, I think that's fine.
Yeah, do you want to look at them and have a
Yeah,
little more
that might be
time?
a
We're
good.
just.
Is there one of those you recommend, or
Yeah.
what's, what,
where are you
I'm
at?
not even
Option
sure.
1 with
Option
that.
one?
Yeah.
And
You
let me
did?
just say, no,
Hmm.
paragraph 1 is pretty much the same. It lists the number of, what the fund is composed of. Paragraph 2 is the same. This has what the funds shall be composed of in a more concise
That's what is more
definition.
detailed.
Yep, than this one, which you could see each of them
Yeah.
is a little bit longer.
Yeah.
They both have spending prioritizations, which are pretty much the same. They are the same. And then this one has a deficit fund balance paragraph, which luckily we haven't had to work with at all. And then this says the minimum level of unassigned fund balances in a paragraph as opposed to the bullet points that are in number 1. So like I said, number 1 is more concise and bullet points versus number 2.
Right.
One other point that's the last paragraph is this is an annual review. So if we decide we have number 1 in place, a year from now we say we really want to elaborate on this more, we can amend it.
Yeah.
And number 1 was given to us by Kendra Coas, our advisors,
Okay.
our CPA advisors.
Yeah.
Who came up with option 2?
It's from, I want to say it's Francistown. Someone from Francistown, New Hampshire sent it to me.
Oh.
Because I put an email out to
Yeah.
a listserv,
Mhm.
and that's what I got back.
Okay. So I guess I like, yeah, especially when it comes to policy. There's something to be said for not being so terribly specific. I think
Mhm.
option 1 really gives us room
Yes.
to operate
Yeah.
there, and so I the way you're making it sound now, just for me responding in the moment, I think option 1 makes more sense.
Then I will make a motion to adopt option number 1, the Town of Jackson fund balance policy.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you for doing that, Julia. It's a good housekeeping item to have. And like you said, we can review it next year just to make sure it still meets our needs.
And it is a question on our bond application, so it's
Yes.
good to, it's good to have a bond, a fund balance policy.
We're learning all kinds
All
of
kinds of
things
things.
on what you need for a
Yes.
bond application.
Yeah,
So, okay, so we have 2 short-term rental applications. Thank you. And these are 3-bedroom tax card, no septic on file, no building permit on file. They're advertising 2 bedrooms, 4 guests. And this is at 18 Old Jackson Road. I'm
There's
sorry,
two,
that's, I'm
16.
sorry, that's the property owners. So this is 16 Old Jackson Road for the first one.
Mhm.
And then the second one is 18 Old Jackson Road, 3-bedroom tax card, 3-bedroom septic. They're advertising 2 bedrooms plus 2 guests. So they're both, and they both have no limits because they're in the village. So we're good to sign both of these. So I'll make a motion on 18 Old Jackson Road to approve their short-term rental application.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then on the second, do I hear a motion to approve 16 Old Jackson Road?
So moved.
I'll second that.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And this just takes 1 signature. And that is 4/8/25. Sorry, I forgot about your vacation there, Bob.
I didn't.
Yeah. No, I didn't. No, you're going to Myrtle Beach, right?
No, Charleston.
Charleston.
All right, and then we have a bunch of new building permits, and so Kevin isn't here, so I'm sure he must have no complaints about these. So any public comment? Crickets. I will say that the next meetings are Tuesday, April 22nd at 3:30 and May 13th at 3:30. After that, we may have an ambulance meeting, try to squeeze in somewhere there. And you will not be here for the meeting on the 22nd, but
That's
we will
right.
hold it without you.
Yeah.
And if we need anything in between before you leave on vacation, we'll set up a meeting within 24 hours.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds good, guys. I'll make a motion to adjourn at 5:20.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Make sure I
You can
got
turn
all my
that
papers.
off now.
Yep, Julie takes care of that.